Christmas Day.
Tea is like the best thing on this planet. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva if you're new here, and today we're going to be doing my December goals and planning. Like I said in my last video, I can't believe that this is already the last month of the year. I can't believe that 2022 is almost over. I am still way back in, I guess, fall. I feel like we didn't even have a fall this year. It just kind of went straight to winter. Yeah, December definitely tends to just fly by. I mean, November happened so quickly. I don't even remember everything that happened in November because it just went by so quickly. And then December, a lot of stuff happens in December, but again, it just happens so fast. But we're here today to talk about my goals and review my November goals and to discuss whether I met them or not. To be honest, I haven't really been tracking my goals in the most efficient way. I think I just remember them in my head and I kind of sort of work toward them, and this is definitely something that I want to work on in 2023. I just want to have a solid foundation. I want to get back to writing things down, checking them off, just being a little bit more organized. But I did review my November goals and I wanted to see if I met them. So today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be doing a little bit of a review for November, just my reflections, and then moving on to my December goals and what I plan to try and accomplish in the next upcoming month. As always, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you want to see more videos on resets and goal planning and routines, and don't forget to turn on those notifications to see when I post. All right, let's get into it. One more sip of tea first. Okay, so oh, look at that. Yes, that is a Gur Snuggie. If you know, you know. Anyway, so my November goals, I really cut down a lot compared to my, I think, September goal video. I will link that, but I think I set like way too many goals in September. Way too many for my current state of being because I've just been very busy. I've been, struggling with sleep, so it's hard to stay on top of things. So I really cut down in November and I broke it into 4 goals. And so I just wanted to review those 4 goals, explain whether I met them or not and why for both, and then do a little bit of a reflection and then talk about my December goals for the upcoming month. So my first goal I almost said October. See, I'm already talking. Time is moving way too fast for my brain to even comprehend. So, my November goals, my first November goal was to read 3 books. And I did accomplish this almost. I'm almost finished with the 3rd book. And I actually just posted an updated reading list of books that I've read in the past year. And some of those were the books that I've read in November. And I believe the ones I read in November were A Court of Mist and Fury, An Enchantment of Ravens, and We Are All the Same in the Dark. And that's the one that I'm currently finishing, which I will be reviewing in my next book video. So I'm not going to say anything about that now, but I only have a few pages left, so I will count it. So I did actually accomplish my reading goal of reading 3 books for this month. And I'm also going to explain why I think I accomplished my goals as well as why I don't think I accomplished my goals. And for the reading goal, I think I've just been forcing myself to sit down and read of the first few pages of wherever I am in the book. And I just tend to get really into it and continue to read. And this has really helped me get back into reading, like just doing it. And I think that can be true for many goals that people set, is to just do it without thinking so much about it. Like, well, what if I don't like it? Or what if it doesn't turn out to be the book that I want? Or with other goals. You know, why am I going to do this right now? I could be doing other things. So I didn't even give myself time to think. I just sat down and read my books, and I watched reading videos on YouTube, so that's inspiring. I find books that I really like, you know, a variety of books that I like. And also sometimes I try to set, you know, like limits on how many pages I want to read in a day. So if I have, you know, a goal of reading 30 pages, I try to read 30 pages. So then I'm thinking, oh, by the end of the week, I should be finished with this book. You know, just to have a sense of when I want to finish a book by, and this has helped too, but I don't do that one too much because I actually want to enjoy what I'm reading and I don't want to feel rushed. But it does help to have just a sense of how long it's going to take me to finish a book. So first goal checked off. My second goal of November was to follow a workout plan. I created like a muscle workout plan, which was great. I was following that, but I went off track and I didn't do it as much. It's been really hard to work out because my sleep has been suffering a lot lately, which I mentioned in my other videos. And as people who tend to work out a lot know, it's hard to work out if you're not getting enough sleep, and it's hard to see progress if you're not getting enough sleep. Everything kind of relates to each other, so it's been difficult for me to maintain a consistent workout routine. I am going to check this off only because I restarted my gym membership this month. And I think that was a big step for me because it has been frozen and I've just been working out at home. But now that the months are getting colder and I can't really work out outside that much, like I do cardio outside, I tend to want to have that gym membership to work out and have more options as well. I've been meaning to get back to the gym anyway, so that's great. And I did go a few times, and I am starting to incorporate cardio back into my workout routine, not just muscle work. So I think that's a win. I really do. I think it's a win to take the first step, basically to initiate, you know, something that you're working towards, in this case getting back to a workout routine. And even though I haven't worked out that much, or I didn't follow my original muscle plan, I'm still going to keep that just as a guideline to maybe which muscles I want to work out. But I also think it's a win to start back with the cardio as well. So I definitely would check that off. So the second goal I did actually accomplish, in my opinion. My next November goal was to follow a budget, to save more, to put money towards an emergency fund, to pay my bills off, you know, all the good stuff. And I kind of sort of didn't follow this. I would say I didn't follow this, but I did make, again, some steps toward working on this goal. It was kind of a vague goal because I had so many mini goals within following a budget that it's hard to say. For example, I didn't put any new money towards an emergency fund, which is definitely something I want to make a priority in 2023. But I did pay off some really important bills and got that out of the way. So it's kind of like a give or take sort of thing. I did what I could, but there was room for improvement. So I think my why for this was probably, I don't know. I feel like I'm impulsive with money. I'm going to be transparent. Yes, I do think I'm impulsive with money, and I think that impacts my ability to save and dictate where I spend my money and what's more important, because I have it all laid out. I have it all figured out at the beginning of the month, and I should be fine, and I should get this bill paid off, and I should be doing these things, but then it doesn't work out at the end of the month the way I had planned. So to just be a little bit more strict on myself, maybe implement some measures to increase my motivation with regard to saving and remind myself why I want to save. So I'm actually going to say I didn't achieve that. I'm going to be hard on myself with that one. Even though I made some good moves there, I don't think I achieved that goal, unfortunately. And my fourth goal was to meditate daily. I didn't achieve this. I didn't achieve this either. Again. Oh my gosh, I can't figure this one out. It's so interesting because I love meditating and I love just taking that time to breathe. I don't know. I don't know why I can't get myself to meditate. I really do think it's one of those things. I mentioned this in my last video. I really do think it's one of those things where I set a goal for something that takes such little time that by the end of the day, you just forget about it because it takes so little time. I don't know. I've written it down in a habit tracker. I've set reminders. I've limited it to 5 minutes. I've done everything. So I guess I have to just be more strict with myself and remind myself of why I'm doing it in the first place, and just really make it a priority, maybe at the very beginning of the day, to just do it and see the benefits. So for that, I unfortunately did not accomplish that. I wanted some tea after that one. Okay. Well, so I mean, like 2 out of 4 is pretty good. It's been a rough year, okay? I think it's important to be honest and just say, I did not accomplish that this month, but to learn something from it and see if maybe that's a realistic goal. I kind of said that in an older video with routines, like figure out why your routine is not working, because that's going to help you create an effective routine. It's not good enough just to have it on paper. And, with my budget, for example, it's not good enough to just have it on paper. You need to either do it or rearrange things, reorganize to make it effective for you individually. So I think during my goal videos, my little monthly reset videos, I'm going to start adding a section where I talk about my wins, like lessons learned, my reflections, go a little bit deeper into my thoughts for the month. I got this idea from my planner, which does do a monthly reflection, as well as, some other YouTubers who do reflections at the end of the month. It's funny because when I sat down and was thinking about my reflections for the month of November, it took me a while to even think about what I did in November. And I think it just gives a clue as to how busy our lives are and how time just passes by, and how we don't really pay too much attention to what's actually happening in our lives. And so, but after, about 5-10 minutes of really thinking about what did I do this month, aside from my goals even, it hit me, wow, I actually did a lot of good things this month. And that's actually one of my wins written down, was I spent a lot of time with friends and family, which I didn't even realize I did until I sat down. And I remembered Thanksgiving was part of last month, so that just completely slipped my mind. You don't think about these things, but it's so true. So I spent really good quality time with friends and family. I went to the gym again, like I said, and I am sleeping better. Even if it's not perfect, I'm definitely sleeping better, much better than I was earlier this year, which is a huge win, because if I don't get enough sleep, that affects everything in my life. I mean, everything. So it's not perfect, but we're getting there. My lessons that I learned this month were my impulsivity with money. And I already know this about myself. And you would think I spend it on a million things. It's mainly just food. I think what's hard is those nights where you're just so tired and you don't feel like cooking and you just want to order in. Those are the nights that get me, because or desserts, like ordering in ice cream or something like that. Though that's what gets me. So I think that's important moving forward, because I do cook a lot. I think it's just when I'm tired, I know I'm going to be tired, on certain days, depending on how busy I am. So maybe meal prepping so I don't have to worry about the effort it takes to cook, that it has been effective for me in the past when I have something in the fridge that I could just pull out and reheat. So I think I'm going to focus on that more, which will help me with my financial goals in turn. And another thing I thought was really cool is how people choose one word to describe their month. And I think one word to describe my November would probably be homey. I spent a lot of time, like I said, with friends and family. It was a very cozy month, a lot of time in as well, just relaxing and enjoying the change in the season, and just, that cozy vibe, making tea and watching movies, watching shows, so it was very homey, which I liked. And that's kind of why I cut myself a break with things like the working out, because I'm prioritizing my sleep. I would much rather prioritize my sleep and focus on that than pushing myself to do a million things at once, and then my sleep suffers, and then it's a whole cycle, and then I just have to start all over and I feel really sick or just physically not well. So yes, definitely took advantage of just making it a very cozy, homey month. Okay, so moving on to my December goals. I broke it into 5 different goals, which some of them have mini goals, but I really just wanted to, again, keep it simple like November was and not make a million different goals that I'm never gonna follow. And my first goal for December, which is identical to the first goal in my November goals, is to read 3 books. I want to keep my reading going. I definitely love it. I enjoy it. I love talking about it. I love experiencing different types of books, and I want to try reading different books that I wouldn't normally read. I don't think I can read more than 3 books in a month without feeling stressed, at least right now. So I think 3 is a good plan. My second goal, as always, is to meditate more. I think I did put for this one, meditate 5 minutes daily. I've done this before, but we are really going to try this again because, and I also think I'm going to try to do it in the beginning of the day when I wake up. I don't like doing that because I'm sleepy and I'm just waking up, so I feel like meditating makes me more tired again, even though it's good to meditate in the beginning of the day because it just gets your mindset going. I may rearrange that depending on if that really is effective for me or not. So definitely, but 5 minutes, I tend to do really well with 5 minutes before bedtime. So that really works well. So maybe I'll focus on that, or maybe do 5 minutes sometime in the afternoon when I have some free time. And just like the reading, I want to just do it without thinking about it. I think too much about these things. I just have to do it. And I mean, the benefits are huge for me. I feel so much better. So we're really going to do that. And if anything, I'm going to move into 2023 really, really strong with this meditation goal, because my goal is to meditate every day for the entire year next year, which is a huge goal, but we're prepping ourselves now to really get into that habit. Along with preparing for the new year, my third goal is quite literally to prepare for the new year. I want to be ready when it comes. I don't want to be sitting there January 1st, wondering, well, what goals am I going to set? How am I going to prepare my journals? What journals am I even getting? I don't want to be that. I want to be ready to go. I want to be in the right mindset as well, not just have materials like the journals, but to be in the right mental space, to be motivated, to be inspired, to really focus on productivity and working towards these important things that I have set as my goals. So I wrote down prepare for the new year as my goal 3, and by that I mean in terms of financially too, saving more, making more money, not overspending, really taking advantage of the fact that this is, for example, a 5-week month, so things like that. Just getting really set for the new year, because like I said, in the new year, I want to be just really setting myself up well for the years to come. Again, that is kind of a vague goal, preparing for the new year, but I think I know what that means, and I think that I can really make some steps to do that for myself. My goal number 4 is to be a little bit more careful with my diet, and along with this, continue on improving my workout routine and getting back to the gym more. I haven't been paying attention to my diet as much as I usually do. It hasn't been terrible, but I've definitely been eating more sugar and eating just more calories in general, so I'd like to cut down on the calories, cut down on the sugar, focus more on just protein and fats, a little less on the carbs. I think Thanksgiving and, this time of year, people become much more lenient, which I think is fine. I think balance is great. But I think personally, I'd like to just kind of get back into a healthier diet routine, at least making small steps towards maybe not having dessert one night, or limiting my sugar, or maybe fasting a little bit in the morning until mid-afternoon or something like that. Things that make me feel good, along with working out more in the gym. I think I'll just feel really energetic and I won't be so tired. And diet impacts mindset and mental health, of course. So that everything will play into each other. So I think making changes in one will definitely positively impact another one. And with the workout routine, I did mention that I've started doing cardio a bit more. So that's definitely something I want to continue. I want to do more cardio in my workouts because I was mainly focusing on muscle work, but I definitely want to get back into doing both. So yeah, being more careful with my diet and implementing a more effective workout routine. And 5, just another one I put on there, is being more mindful about my space and keeping things neat and tidy and keeping up with chores and not letting it get out of hand. The impact of your environment on your mental space is huge. I've noticed that if I keep a clean space, I feel so much better. And if it's cluttered, I get really anxious. So just, picking clothes off the floor, keeping things clean, keeping the bathrooms clean, making sure there's no dirty plates, no food lying around, and vacuuming, just maybe spraying some nice smells, keeping that environment just fresh. And that can really just make me feel better, at least, which I'm good at sometimes, but I'm also not good at other times. When I clean, I tend to clean like everything, but I think I need to do it a little bit more frequently. So those are my 5 December goals. And yeah, definitely leave some of your goals in the comments. I always love to hear what other people are working on, and maybe it's something that I'd like to work on too that I didn't even think about. So always love hearing what you all are doing. And yeah, definitely don't overdo it. If it's more overwhelming creating goals in the first place, then it's just not worth it. Set reasonable goals for yourself. Work towards things that are manageable, and don't create unnecessary stress, because that just completely defeats the purpose. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today on my December goals video, and I will see